The Porsche Macan Turbo with the new performance pack, so the new top sports version. That's today on Autogefühl, your #1 resource for in-depth car reviews and your #1 community to discuss cars with Thomas. Today in a special winter ride in Finland, and we have a lot of snow performance, so you will definitely enjoy this episode. But besides the action snow performance pack, we also have some ski-doo action, for example. We will also cover the different aspects on the exterior, interior, and then of course the driving performance. So join us now in Autogefühl in full HD, full screen and full length. Let's go! So let's start here in the front, the Porsche Macan Turbo, this top sports version, 3.6 liter V6. We'll soon take a look under the hood, of course. It features a stronger front, stronger lower bumpers, bigger air intakes here. And you see it's about minus 10 degrees at the moment, but it was warmer, unusually warmer in the morning. So we got a lot of wet parts here, also warmth from the engine, and then it's rinsing down here and freezing all over again. So beautiful shots you can surely take here. And of course, in general for the Macan, a strong Porsche front. 4.69 m or 15'4" is the total length of the Macan. So of course shorter than the Cayenne. And what I've investigated now is Porsche says that about 10% of Cayenne buyers went down to the Porsche Macan because they didn't really need the space of a Cayenne. But I think I would have expected more actually to move maybe from the Cayenne. Very interesting fact. Here the Macan Turbo of course features a lot of sporty elements, also stronger lower bumpers here with the contrast. It usually comes here in the Turbo with 19-inch now with the performance pack. Those ones here are the optional 20-inch Spider rims, and really my style because I like this old school 90s Spider style, so I'm really fancy about those wheels here. Then black, not chrome, as we for example see maybe with lower trimmed Macans, and this one here all about black, also as we've seen in the GTS. Strong red color in combination with that, strong shoulders here as well, and this round Porsche shape where everything seems to be wrapped very strongly around. This is always my favorite visual in snow driving, those rear badges that are covered in powder snow. Very beautiful always. Here with the Porsche Macan Turbo Performance, the Performance pack adds automatically also the 15 millimeters lower PASM, the Porsche Active Suspension Management. Then we also have the extra sport exhaust, so 4 pipes. This one comes inside this package, which is almost 10,000 euros, even more than the normal turbo version. So you pay over 90,000, whereas an entry Macan is already about 55, for example, in Germany with the 4-cylinder. We've also tested this one lately, so if you after this review want to enjoy the 4-cylinder Macan with normal road driving and Autobahn, it's linked in the video description, and also the Macan GTS. This one is also available, so you have the 3rd Macan review on Autogefühl here now, so plenty of choices. But let's continue with this one here for now. So let's look at the heart, and very interesting again how this hood is opening and leaving the headlights where they are. And here with the GTS, for example, or with the S, we have got the 3-liter V6. This one here is a 3.6-liter V6. Usually in the turbo with 400 horsepower. Here in the Turbo Performance is 440 horsepower. And that changes the acceleration down from not 4.6 seconds to 4.4 seconds. 0 to 100 kilometers or 0 to 62 miles an hour. So just a little bit more speed. Car key in the 911 shape. Then solid handles and door closing sound. Great interior build quality. See here again how everything is wrapped. Then carbon fiber sporty inlets. And the rest, sports seats with more side support. Sadly, it comes with animal skin standard. A normal Macan you can also get with fabric seats. And the only thing you can do is putting the Alcantara package, where you get Alcantara on the inside. So I would recommend you to do that. Because also you can see it on the ceiling. We got a beautiful optional Alcantara ceiling that makes a very cozy feeling in the interior. And let's get inside. The key is always on the left hand side as we know it. A very sporty position, of course, rather upright as we know it from SUVs. Compact steering wheel, you can electronically adjust it in all directions you like. So you can put it further in or up. Electronic seat control, this is optional seat then with also the lengthening of the front area. Then side bolsters are also adjustable and so on. In general, if you compare it, for example, to the Cayenne, I sit more comfortable in a Cayenne. And also from a long-term comfort, I don't feel it's the most comfortable compact SUV to me. One means 86 or 6'1". However, headroom, there's still plenty left. But of course, it's one of the sportiest in the compact segment, and we will find out more about that when we drive the car, of course. Just let us finish the interior for now. Cockpit overview with this horizontal stress again, straight lines. The Performance pack also includes the Sport Chrono pack, which has the Sport Plus button and also this analog stop timer. I found very beautiful that we have this light shade here, so I think it's a beautiful design aspect. Then shifting pedals at the steering wheel, also from a good build quality. The steering wheel here with some commands for volume, for example, classic analog gauges. And then you also see that the new infotainment system is well integrated here. All the new and or updated Porsches will get that one. Also the new model year of the Cayenne will get the new infotainment system now, and that cleans it up a little bit. However, Porsche still a lot of buttons always in the middle console. Armrest, fold it up, good quality. Then here you can put in the phone, also 12 volts power supply. In front of that we got adaptive beverage holders. For example, put those ones in there. And this is the middle console. You can see here, for example, also the Sport Plus button. You can also activate the Sport exhaust separately, but if we have the Sport Plus, that one also gets activated. And also the different modes then steadily draw back the stability control. You can also put it right here. You can press it once to go to Sport traction mode and hold it longer to deactivate completely. Then it would also be possible to spin the car here around. So in our harsh action scenes I had it turned off, but that's not for road use, of course. Seat heating and then the temperature controls are right up here. The infotainment system also offers Apple CarPlay. You can see it right here. But then you can always go back to the Porsche system. Also have this app view, then you can go back there again. Or also just connect your phone via Bluetooth. That's also possible. And scrolling inside the map, you see, works very fast. So there's a good infotainment quality here now, and also very well to see. We've also tested the GPS. And of course, best greetings to our viewers from Finland here today. Instruments, really classic. Turn up. On the right side, then you have the digital screen. There you can also change, for example, consumption figures and stuff. You can drive this car with 10 liters if you just drive motorway and very calmly, but if you hammer the throttle a little bit, then you can surely add 4 or 5 more liters. Glove box, well, reasonable space, I would say, for a sports car. But of course, it's also an SUV, the most sold Porsche. And let's get in the rear here. And this is really not the strength of this vehicle. It still does fit somehow for my knees. Headroom wise, put my hand over my head, so that's still okay. But surely there are other cars that have more space. We have sometimes, even some 4 meters long cars that have more space in the rear here. So you have to live with that. It's okay for 4 adults, for sure, also when they're not very tiny. But the package of the car is surely not the best one. Funny opening mechanism they still have for the rear hatch here. And you see this really good room you have available. Also with the air suspension you can lower the car with the loading sill right here. This car is equipped with the optional air suspension. And only if you want to flip the seats, you have to go around the car and then flip them right here. Also with the other side, it's possible to show you the maximum setup you can actually have. So that's it here right there. And then let's check the child safety test here for the rear hatch. That's really okay. Some other cars in the Volkswagen Corporation have a bigger problem with that. That's too much torque behind that, but here they obviously figured out it very well, and you see everything fits very well together. So let's start our driving experience, also with some exercises. For example, what about the all-wheel drive? I'm standing now on a ramp, and let's see whether I accelerate also just not that easily. See, we're sliding a little bit. Car's working. It's all ice here, but the torque is distributed variably and all the helping systems are in. So you see, it's very easy to do it. So whereas the Cayenne has a fixed permanent all-wheel drive ratio, this one here has all-wheel drive bias to the rear, so torque bias to the rear, but it can freely distribute the torque from front to rear or rear to front axle back again. And this first round here we'll just have with all the assistance systems basically set in, and that means it's not so much about sliding around. By the way, we don't have spikes mounted, just new winter tires, and still the car's running very well. Also when I, for example, when we brake, see, now It's sliding just a little bit, but it's perfectly fine, so I can still stop here. I mean, the 40 horsepower plus with a performance pack, you cannot feel it that well than in the performance pack. Of course, in the difference with the snow, because those 40 horsepower is more, it's just a little bit more wheel spin basically then. But if you have all of the electronic helpers in, the wheel spin is rather reduced, of course. What you already feel here with the turbo, got a great sound, of course, and always power, and you can easily spin the car around. And interesting, for example, when I go here into an ice slalom, here with the helpers in, it's more, straight following the line without breaking out in the rear, without sliding and stuff. So it's almost like riding on rails, and it will be really differently when you switch, for example, to the sport mode. All the gears are turned up higher, and it won't make so much sense for speed-wise. For example, here again, when I accelerate again, I'm basically standing still, That doesn't make sense. So it's better really to have all the electronic helpers in, just press a little bit on the throttle, then you can accelerate. You see, there more power doesn't really make sense. However, what is possible, for example, also when we're not in the Sport Plus mode, and so we can put the traction management to PSM Sport. That will allow us to slide the car around just a little bit more. That's of course very interesting. Then just in small corners we can press the throttle and then play a little bit sportier. Have a little bit more feeling then. Traction control is then a little bit reduced. For those conditions that's not recommendable, just when we want to play around, have a free ground to do so. Also, the air suspension is doing a good job here. It's still very stiff, so it's not that you have an air suspension, therefore maybe it's not sporty anymore or something like that. It's really still relatively stiff. But you have also good riding comfort. For example, if those ice bumps here on the road are in place, then still have enough comfort. So then when we're going into the second slalom round, now with the sport mode activated, you will realize that we lose a little bit more of the rear end, and I can just apply more of the throttle here. Just when I hop on the throttle just once, I can a little bit spin around the car. Of course, it's still using a little bit of the electronic helper seat here. It's not really this free reaction, but you can just do it a little bit, and that's already a lot of fun without losing the control completely. We can also just deactivate it basically, but it just makes sense here really in the fun way. We're in controlled environment, so we can do it here, but would not recommend you to do it. So now the PSM is off. Of course, I will drive more carefully now because I really need the responsibility for that. Not switching to the Sport Plus mode. I've done that during some action shots with more free way to drive. But here, for example, I really have to pay attention because now I'm really on my own, and that makes it, of course, more exciting. You can do more, but you also have to do more than, of course. So here, for example, in the braking test, still works with although it's a little bit icy now. There's a lot of cars ran over here. Beautiful sky, by the way. You can also see it. So it's really amazing how fast you can sometimes go with very good winter tires. Therefore, it's also important to check the status of your tires every year. Then when you mount them, or maybe you've always mounted them when you're living in snowy conditions. So, and we're getting to our last slalom round, and now with everything deactivated, and then I can do really some funny stuff. You see here, no one is holding me back now. I can do the slalom and I can really slide out. So like this, I have to counter steer, Nothing is really breaking me in. Comes to here, set the car straight again. But best is to do it really in a very controlled way. And of course we can also try to spin the car around totally. So for that one we'll also put the Sport exhaust and the Sport Plus mode in, just to have some more sound around, and see steering wheel all turned in, just hammer the throttle. Then we can spin around. Hope you like that, guys. It's of course a lot of fun to doing that. The differential maybe doesn't like it if you do it too often, but I mean, I talked to Mr. Differential before and he said, okay, you can do it once. So that's it for today. I hope you really enjoyed this Autogefühl action episode. And what's my conclusion here with the Porsche Macan Turbo Performance? In general, the turbo version, yeah, I mean, it's even more horsepower, even a little bit more displacement. The sound with the Sport exhaust is even more dramatic, and this is even stressed with the performance package. No, it's not worth the money. It's just either for people who say, I don't care about the money, I just want the top version. And maybe it's also pricing strategy, because that maybe looks like that the middle version below that seems cheaper than, I don't know, something like that, maybe. Surely there's one of the most sporty SUVs in the compact segment, that's for sure, especially in this version here, with a very sensual and beautiful sporty look, especially with those rims here. Great interior build quality, little poor choice for the seat surfaces as usual in the higher luxury Porsche cars, but you can also get the lower spec Macans, they have more choices. Not the best package, so you don't have too much space in the rear. But of course, and this is really a crucial point from a driving experience, you can have so much fun with the car. And of course, more fun with the Cayenne, because it's more agile to turn around, especially here in the snow as well, but also in normal street driving, and that you can enjoy more in our other Macan reviews. So if you're finished with this one now, go for the other ones and enjoy those ones as well. And I'm looking forward to your feedback, guys. Thank you very much for watching Autogefühl, and see you next time.